The penthouse door slams like a gunshot. Lara bursts in, her red dress blazing against the dark interior, her phone trembling in her hand. On the screen, a video of her husband Viktor in bed with a stranger, their laughter cutting through. Time-stamped an hour ago. Viktor, in a silk robe, freezes, whiskey glass in hand. His face pales, eyes darting. Lara, wait, it's not what he stammers, but she doesn't listen. A glass flies at the wall, shards scattering across the marble floor. Thought I wouldn't find out. Her voice is sharp as a blade, eyes burning with fury. She doesn't cry or scream, her anger is cold, lethal. Lara tosses the phone onto the couch and storms out, the door crashing so hard the windows rattle. Minutes ago, she received the video from an anonymous number. Her heart pounded as she recognized Viktor, his shoulder tattoo, his laugh. The stranger, a brunette with a predatory gaze, held him like he was hers. Lara didn't know who sent it, but it only fueled her. She recalled how Viktor lately avoided her touch, hid his phone, came home smelling of foreign cologne. Her suspicions, once dismissed, exploded into truth. She called the elevator, her heels clicking like a metronome. City lights twinkled outside, but Lara saw only betrayal. She slides into her car, gripping the wheel. Her mind ticks like a machine. She won't let Viktor get away with this. She's no victim, no weak wife who'll forgive. She's a storm brewing. Lara starts the engine, eyes narrowing. She doesn't know who this woman is but will find out. She'll unearth every lie, every secret. Her fingers clutch the leather wheel, nails digging into her palms. She thinks of their 5 years of marriage, his promises, their plans. All lies. Viktor stays behind, his excuses lost in the void. He thought Lara was blind, that she'd buy his words. But she saw his fear, his panic. She knew this was just the beginning. Her anger wasn't chaotic, it was an arrow, aimed. Lara drives onto the night highway, city lights flickering like her thoughts. She won't return until she has answers. Her goal is truth, and she'll destroy everything Viktor built if needed. One thought echoes, you'll pay, Viktor. She doesn't know what's ahead but is certain, there's no going back. Her heart beats to the rhythm of revenge, and she's ready for war. 3 weeks ago, Lara still believed her marriage to Viktor was perfect. They dined at upscale restaurants, planned a Maldives vacation, laughed at his jokes about their future. But something shifted. Viktor started lingering on business calls. He'd step onto the penthouse balcony, voice hushed, phone shielded. Lara chalked it up to his work. Viktor, a tech mogul, was always sealing deals. But one evening, she caught him deleting messages, fingers moving fast, guiltily. Her heart clenched, but she stayed silent. The next day, she found a receipt in his coat for Silver Shadow, a boutique hotel, dated a day he claimed to be at a conference. Just a client lunch, he said when she asked, but his smile was strained, eyes dodging hers. Lara nodded, but a chill settled in her chest. She began noticing details. Viktor switched to a sharper cologne, started hitting the gym despite mocking gym rats before. He locked his office door when working at home, though he used to leave it open. One evening, Lara saw he no longer left his phone on the table. He used to toss it carelessly, but now kept it in his pocket or hid it in a drawer. She teased, "What, secret deals?" Viktor laughed, but it was nervous. Just tidying up, he brushed off. But Lara sensed he was hiding something. Her trust, built over years, began to crack. She recalled other odd moments. Viktor suddenly bought new suits, though his wardrobe was already flawless. He dodged vacation talk, steering to work. Once, she found an earring in his car, a small diamond stud, not hers. Probably a client's, he said, but Lara didn't buy it. Her suspicions grew like shadows at dusk. Lara watched closer. She noticed Viktor checked his phone when he thought she wasn't looking. His jokes dwindled, his gaze colder. One night, as he showered, she checked his coat. Besides the receipt, there was a parking stub from the same hotel. Her hands shook, but she put everything back. She didn't want to believe it, but doubt gnawed at her like rats. That night, Lara couldn't sleep. She lay staring at the ceiling, picturing Viktor with another. Her thoughts buzzed. What's he hiding? Who is she? She knew she wouldn't stop until she had the truth. Lara opened her phone's notes and wrote, "Check hotel. Find out who she is." Her heart raced, but she forced herself to breathe evenly. She wasn't just seeking answers, she'd crush Viktor's lies. Her anger was quiet but deadly, and she knew this was the start of her hunt. Lara loved Viktor, but his secrecy became unbearable. He changed his laptop password, hid his phone, avoided her touch. So she acted. One night, as Viktor slept, Lara grabbed his smartwatch, synced to his messages. A text from Nina flashed, "Tonight, same place. Miss you." Lara's blood pounded, but she reined in her anger. She wouldn't make a scene, she'd dig for truth. She snapped a photo of the message and returned the watch. She Googled Nina and found an Instagram profile, a seductive brunette, posts hinting at stolen moments and pricey cocktails. One post showed a man's hand with Viktor's watch, engraved with his initial. Lara saved the photo, her suspicions confirmed. She scrolled Nina's profile and found another, Viktor laughing, his hand on Nina's shoulder. Caption, "My haven." Lara felt nausea but honed her anger like a knife. The next day, Viktor acted normal. He kissed her cheek, talked about work, but Lara saw him check his phone when he thought she wasn't looking. She waited until he left for a meeting and opened his laptop. He'd forgotten to log out of iCloud. In his messages, she found a chat with Nina, "Friday, Silver Shadow. Don't forget wine." Lara copied the chat, fingers trembling with adrenaline. She didn't stop. Lara opened his cloud storage and found an archive folder. There were photos, Viktor and Nina in restaurants, hotels, on a yacht. In one, they kissed, his hand gripping her waist. Lara downloaded everything, each image a blow but making her stronger. She knew this was just the start, but every piece of evidence tightened the vice around her heart. When Viktor returned, Lara played normal. She cooked dinner, smiled, but her eyes tracked him. He seemed relaxed, but she noticed him pocket his phone, check his laptop's lock. "You're quiet today," she said, pouring coffee. Viktor shrugged, "Just tired." But Lara knew, he feared she suspected something. That night, Lara lay awake, plotting her next move. She opened her phone's notes and added, "Check Silver Shadow. Find out who Nina is." Her mind worked like a machine, logging details. She pictured Viktor with Nina, his lies, his betrayal. Her anger was no longer chaotic, it was focused. Lara knew the truth was near, and she'd reach it. She wasn't just seeking answers, she was setting a trap. Her eyes gleamed in the dark like a predator stalking prey. The signs of betrayal multiplied, and Lara became a hunter. She no longer believed Viktor's words but played the loving wife. One morning, as he left for work, she checked his desk. In a drawer was a hidden envelope with a credit card statement, lingerie, dinners at upscale restaurants, a weekend at a resort, all when Viktor was stuck at work. Lara cross-checked dates and found Nina's Instagram posts from the same places, cocktails, his silhouette in the background. Viktor's lies were crumbling. She analyzed his behavior. Viktor grew cautious. He deleted browser history, turned off phone notifications, but forgot small things. Lara found a parking stub in his car from an unfamiliar address. She entered it into Google Maps, an upscale district Viktor never visited for work. She jotted it down, feeling the puzzle align. One evening, she noticed a new fob on his keys, a keycard for Silver Shadow. Lara pocketed it, her pulse spiking. She knew it wasn't a fluke. When Viktor caught her near his desk, he exploded, "Stop snooping. Don't you trust me?" His aggression only fueled her. Lara smiled, "Got something to hide?" Viktor turned away, but she saw sweat on his temples. Lara checked their joint bank account. She spotted odd transactions, payments for jewelry, concert tickets, a hotel, all when Viktor was busy. She copied the statements, adding to her evidence stash. Her anger mixed with calm, each piece strengthened her. She no longer felt like a victim, she was a strategist. When Viktor came home, Lara saw him nervously check his pockets. "Lost something?" she asked, slicing fruit. He flinched. "No, just my phone." But Lara knew he was scared. She saw him hide his laptop in a safe, check locks. Her smile was icy, but Viktor didn't notice. He thought he was in control. That night, Lara lay awake, planning. She knew Silver Shadow was her chance. She pictured catching Viktor with Nina, gathering final proof. Her fingers gripped her phone, holding photos, screenshots, statements. She was ready. Viktor thought she was clueless, but Lara saw everything. Her revenge was a matter of time. She closed her eyes, feeling tension rise. Each new piece of evidence was a brick in her wall, built with cold precision. Lara knew she'd strike soon, and strike hard. Lara went all in. She hacked Viktor's email using an old password he hadn't changed. There were messages from Nina, meeting plans, jokes about their future. Lara found a booking for a room at Silver Shadow for Friday. Her heart pounded, but she acted coldly. She installed a tracker on Viktor's phone via their shared cloud. Friday night, it showed him at the hotel. Lara put on dark glasses, grabbed a camera, and called a taxi. Her plan was simple: see it herself. In the hotel lobby, air conditioners hummed, crystal chandeliers gleamed. Lara hid behind decorative plants and saw Viktor with Nina. They laughed, hands entwined like a couple. Lara turned on her camera, hands steady. She filmed them kissing, Nina whispering in his ear. This was her jackpot. Lara didn't leave. Posing as a journalist, she slipped the concierge 1,000 hryvnias for security footage. The video showed Viktor and Nina entering a room, smiling. Lara returned to Nina's Instagram from a fake account. A new story showed Viktor with wine at the hotel. Lara saved it, noting Nina tagged an upscale apartment, likely their hideout. Lara jotted down the address, her mind logging every detail. She wasn't just collecting evidence, she was building a case to destroy Viktor. Back home, Lara hacked Nina's private profile using forgot password. Dozens of photos with Viktor, restaurants, yachts, hotels. One was dated 2 years ago, the betrayal spanned their marriage. Lara downloaded everything, anger blending with triumph. She found messages where Viktor promised Nina he'd get rid of Lara after a deal and split her inheritance. Lara sat in the dark, scrolling through evidence. Each photo, each video was a brick in her fortress. She knew Viktor thought she was blind. He was wrong. Lara opened her laptop and created a shadows folder. She dumped everything in: hotel videos, screenshots, footage. Her fingers buzzed with adrenaline. She pictured Viktor falling, his world crumbling. When Viktor returned, Lara feigned sleep. He slid into bed quietly, thinking he was safe. But Lara knew, she was 3 steps ahead. Her eyes gleamed in the dark like a wolf's. She wasn't just seeking truth, she was setting a trap. Friday was her first strike, but the real fight was coming. Lara waited for Viktor at home after his meeting. She sat in the kitchen, wine glass in hand, face calm but eyes blazing. "How's work?" she asked, sliding the Silver Shadow receipt across the table. Viktor paled, fingers clenching. "Where'd you get that?" he snarled, snatching it. Lara smiled, voice cold. "You're careless, Viktor." He exploded. "You're spying? You're sick." His words stung, but Lara didn't flinch. She knew the truth: videos, photos, messages. But she didn't tip her hand. "Show me your phone," she said calmly, locking eyes. Viktor recoiled like she'd struck him. "Seriously? You don't trust me?" he yelled, voice cracking. Lara leaned closer. "You answered yourself." She stood and walked to the living room, leaving him frozen in the kitchen. Viktor shouted after her, "You're ruining everything. You're crazy." But Lara tuned him out. She knew he was panicking, and it suited her. The next day, Viktor acted like nothing happened. He brought her coffee, tried to hug her, but Lara pulled away. She noticed him check his phone, hide his laptop in a safe. His nervousness was her victory. Lara knew he felt her strength but didn't grasp how far she'd gone. She kept up the act, but inside, she was gearing for war. Lara checked their bank account and saw a new transaction, a hotel payment, dated yesterday. She added it to her shadows folder. Her anger was no longer chaotic, it was sharp, like a blade. She pictured Viktor lying, laughing with Nina, planning to steal her inheritance. But he didn't know she was ahead. That evening, Viktor tried to smooth things over. "Let's forget this nonsense," he said, holding her hand. But Lara saw his eyes, they lied. She nodded, but her mind was elsewhere. She imagined Viktor losing everything: company, friends, reputation. Her smile was venomous, and Viktor seemed to sense it. He let go and turned away. Lara knew he was trapped, and she was tightening the noose. That night, Lara lay awake, plotting. She knew Viktor feared public shame. She pictured his life crumbling, him begging forgiveness. But she'd give him none. Her fingers gripped her phone, holding evidence. She was ready to strike but waited for the perfect moment. Viktor thought he was safe, but Lara had him by the throat. Her revenge was inevitable, and she savored every second of preparation. Lara became Viktor's shadow, but he didn't notice. Posing as his assistant, she contacted the Silver Shadow concierge, offering 2,000 hryvnias for security footage. The video showed Viktor and Nina entering a room, their smiles radiant. Lara saved it, her anger cold as ice. She checked Viktor's cloud storage. He thought he'd deleted everything, but backups remained. There was a folder with their photos: Nina and Viktor on yachts, in hotels, at parties, betrayal spanning years, masked as business trips. Lara downloaded everything, her anger turning to icy resolve. She found messages where Nina wrote, "When will you leave her? We deserve her money." Viktor replied, "Soon, after the deal. Her inheritance is ours." Lara copied it all, her heart clenching but unrelenting. She contacted a friend running a scandal Telegram channel, sharing some evidence. "Wait for my signal," she said. Her friend nodded. "This'll be a bomb." Lara checked their joint account. Viktor had transferred 50,000 to an unknown account, likely Nina's. She photographed the transaction and contacted the bank to freeze the account. She acted carefully so Viktor wouldn't suspect. Her mind was a chessboard, every move calculated. When Viktor came home, he was jittery. He checked his phone, hid his wallet, locked his laptop in a safe. "Something wrong?" Lara asked, pouring him whiskey. He shrugged. "Just stress." But Lara saw sweat on his brow. She knew he felt her gaze, her power. That night, Lara lay awake, plotting. She knew Viktor feared losing his reputation. She pictured him losing his company, investors, friends. Her fingers gripped her phone with evidence. She was ready but waited for the perfect moment. Viktor thought he was safe, but Lara had him trapped. Her revenge was inevitable, and she relished every second of the build-up. Viktor sensed Lara knew something. He grew paranoid, deleted messages, cleared browser history, changed passwords. But he forgot backups. Lara found a video in his cloud, Viktor and Nina planning to flee with her inheritance. She also found an address for an apartment he bought for Nina. Lara drove there, hiding in her car, and snapped photos of them together. Her anger was sharp as glass. Viktor threw a tantrum. "You're snooping like a detective," he yelled, grabbing her laptop. Lara calmly took it back. "Scared, aren't you?" His eyes flashed panic. "You're insane," he roared, but Lara just smiled. She knew he was trapped. She contacted a lawyer to protect her inheritance, transferring funds to a separate account, freezing the joint one, leaving Viktor pennies. She sent her Telegram friend all evidence. "Wait for my signal. This'll go viral," her friend said. Lara nodded. She wanted the hit to be devastating. When Viktor returned, he was quieter. "Let's talk," he said, sitting beside her. But Lara saw his eyes, they lied. She nodded, but her mind was elsewhere. She pictured Viktor losing everything: business, reputation, dignity. Her smile was faint, but Viktor flinched. He sensed something was off but couldn't pinpoint it. That night, Lara stared into the dark. She knew the climax was near. Her evidence was ready, her plan flawless. Viktor thought he controlled the game, but Lara held all the cards. She closed her eyes, envisioning his fall. Her heart beat steadily, like a clock counting down to payback. She was ready to strike hard. Lara was no longer a victim. She sat at her desk, scrolling through her shadows folder. Photos, videos, messages, transactions, everything was set. Her anger turned to cold resolve. She didn't cry or tremble. She was a strategist, and Viktor was her target. She knew he feared public shame and would use it. Lara called her lawyer and froze the joint account, moving her inheritance to her own. Viktor didn't notice, he was too busy panicking. She hired a realtor to sell the penthouse, registered in her name. Lara sent her Telegram friend the full evidence set, post after my signal. Her friend nodded, this'll be legendary. Lara anonymously emailed Viktor's investors some evidence, knowing they'd drop him for unethical conduct. She changed, ditched the dresses Viktor loved, bought a leather jacket, cropped her hair. Her eyes gleamed with power. She pictured Viktor begging forgiveness, but she'd give none. She booked a venue for their anniversary dinner, inviting Viktor's friends, investors, family. She knew he wouldn't suspect a trap. Viktor loved the spotlight. Lara imagined his face when the truth surfaced. Her smile was cold as ice. When Viktor tried to reconcile, bringing flowers, Lara took them, her eyes empty. "Let's start over," he said. "Sure," she replied, voice venomous. Viktor didn't notice. He thought she was weak, that she'd forgive. But Lara was no longer the woman who believed his lies. That night, she lay awake, going over every step. The restaurant would be her triumph. She pictured guests freezing, Viktor losing everything. Her fingers gripped her phone, holding evidence. Lara no longer feared, she was a force Viktor couldn't stop. Her transformation was complete, from victim to hunter, her prey doomed. The anniversary dinner arrived. The restaurant glowed with lights, guests, Viktor's friends, investors, family laughing over champagne. Viktor sat at the center, delivering a toast, his smile radiant. Lara stood beside him in a black dress, eyes sharp as daggers. She raised her glass, to truth. Guests clapped, but Lara knew this was their last toast to him. She signaled, and a projector lit up. First image, Viktor kissing Nina at Silver Shadow. The room fell silent. Second, messages about stealing Lara's inheritance. Third, video from their apartment. Guests whispered, Viktor paled, his glass shattering. "Lara, what's this?" he stammered. She smiled. "It's you," she said, voice cutting the silence. She showed statements, security footage, photos. "Thought I was blind." Guests turned away, his father bowed his head. Viktor tried to deflect, "It's lies. She made it up." But Lara tossed her ring in his face. "You're done. Penthouse sold." The room erupted in murmurs. Viktor grabbed her arm, but Lara yanked free. "You're nothing," she said, walking out. That night, the Telegram channel posted, "Millionaire cheater, Viktor's years of deceit." It racked up millions of views. By morning, investors bailed, friends vanished, Nina ditched him, learning he was broke. Lara sat on a plane to Miami, cocktail in hand, ocean below. She'd reclaimed her life, dismantling Viktor's lies. Her phone pinged, "You're a queen." She smiled. She knew it. Viktor was left with nothing, no company, no friends, no reputation. Lara became a legend. She didn't just get revenge, she showed cheaters pay. In Miami, she strolled the shore, heart light, strength boundless. Lara had won, her triumph absolute.